One man charged with involvement in a 2011 crime spree that ended with the murder of a restaurant customer was in court for a pre-trial hearing today. Our Michael Logerwell was in the Mesa County Justice Center this morning. He joins us now in the studio with the latest. Michael, what do you got?
Well, Mike, the path to today's pre-trial hearing was long and winding. In 2019, Jaime Cardenas was extradited from Mexico to Colorado to face a slew of charges, including the murder of Jorge Carrasco. But before that, Cardenas was found incompetent to stand trial, and that case was put on pause. That is until today, when he appeared in court sporting a neon green prison jumper. He's the third person to be charged with involvement in the 2011 crime spree and murder. The two other men, Christian Fuentes and Lester Miranda Davis, have already been sentenced to decades in prison each. Now here's what happened in court today.
Former Grand Junction PD Detective Cody Kennedy took the stand to recap his involvement with the 2011 investigation into a crime spree leading up to a fatal shooting. Kennedy recounted a timeline of events for the court, testifying Jaime Cardenas arrived in Grand Junction the morning of July 15, 2011 at a Best Western hotel after fleeing an alleged murder in East Palo Alto, California. The former detective said on the morning of July 16th, a man in a hoodie and sunglasses robbed Advance America in Grand Junction, getting away with approximately $600. Kennedy alleged Cardenas was the man in the store based on surveillance video and claims made by alleged co-conspirator Christian Fuentes. Kennedy testified later that same day four men, Lester Miranda Davis, Fidel Silva, Fuentes, and Cardenas, burglarized a home on Chestnut Court, stealing 2 handguns and some jewelry. The former detective continued, saying the men attempted to steal a safe from the garage using a U-Haul truck they rented, but neighbors chased them off. From there, Kennedy says the group stopped by Teller Arms Liquor, where he alleges Cardenas was the member of the group who held up the store, stealing approximately $2,000 in a laptop while using one of the guns they just stole. But Kennedy testified that wasn't the end of their day. He said both Miranda Davis and Fuentes drove around and found who they believed to be members of a rival gang. Kennedy testified after returning to the hotel, the group went after what they allegedly called a trophy killing, leading to several shots being fired at the Taco Bell on North Avenue, resulting in 2 injured and 1 dead. According to his former partner, the man who died, Jorge Carrasco, was not a member of a gang.
Every time we have to come to court, it's like ripping open a wound again.
Kendra Kelly had a 10-year-old son with Jorge Carrasco at the time of his murder. 12 years and 2 convictions later, and Kelly told me reliving these events is still painful.
There's no closure when the person that you lost is never coming back.
Now, the defense made several objections throughout today's hearing, claiming statements Cardenas previously made to law enforcement should be thrown out due to their client being found incompetent to stand trial after those statements were made. Now, so far, the judge has made no ruling on whether those transcripts would be allowed during the trial, and when the defense was given the chance to cross-examine former Detective Kennedy, they drew into question the validity of Fuentes and Miranda Davis's statements and Cardenas' gang affiliation. The rest of the pretrial hearing is scheduled to resume on March 29th at 4 p.m. First on the Western Slope, Michael Logerwell, KREX 5 News.